leading into this evening's match, and I expect a really positive performance from these young kids.
We will, of course, keep you up to date with what's going on over at the DIY Kitchen Stadium as Wakefield take on Hull KR. Implications both at the top of the table for that one and whether Hull KR will win the League Leaders Shield, and also implications for Wakefield and Hull FC in terms of who will finish in the playoffs. Tom Grant is the referee this afternoon. He is assisted in the video bunker by Marcus Griffiths, and it's going to be Warrington Wolves who are going to get us off and underway with Mark Sneed kicking out towards the corner, and it's all or nothing really for Hull FC. In a game like this, they have to come up with a result here to try and keep the pressure on Wakefield and try and win themselves a place in the playoffs. And straight away, they've got ball in hand coming through the middle for the black and whites on their own 10-metre line. And you've got to give massive praise, haven't you, John, to the job that John Cartwright has done here in changing the culture of this club. It was all doom and gloom here 12 months ago, but the vibe is now totally different.
Yeah, first-year coach in Super League, clearly very vastly experienced in the NRL, most recently with the Brisbane Broncos. I think he's done a wonderful job. I mean, he's had some help. Recruitment's been good, hasn't it? I think what's really interesting about this afternoon's performance is, you know, there's an awful lot of the salary cap sat on the sidelines. I'm really keen to see how this young talent from the city of Hull go.
Thewlis just being hoisted up above the horizontal slightly there, but not quite enough for the referee to decide to call a penalty on that one. But as Sneed gets it out wide to the right-hand side, it's Warrington who are starting to come forward with their first set in possession. Brad Fash involved in the tackle there as Toby King was brought down. Here's one of those youngsters, James Duffy, who's been brought into the side for Warrington this afternoon. And they get away from Walker down to the left-hand side again for Luke Thomas to come bringing it forward over the halfway line for Warrington. Their season really has gone downhill ever since that Challenge Cup final. 4 wins but 8 defeats since their appearance at Wembley. And as I say, nothing really to play for other than pride as Sneed hoists a big high one up the top here. And that's taken well by Logan Moy, who's back in the side this afternoon.
Yep, first test pass by Logan Moy, a really exciting player. We saw a lot more of him last season than we have this year, just his 5th appearance of 2025. And I think a really exciting player, really quick, good footwork, and on the evidence of, on the evidence of one kick, decent under the high ball as well.
Wow, first test passed with flying colours as far as that one's concerned. From the youngster to the more older end of the scale as Liam Watts takes the tackle midway inside his own half. They get it out through to Fash, and quick hands again from Hull FC as they edge closer and closer towards the halfway line. And this is the final tackle. Out it goes, and Aidan Caesar, who recently signed a new contract extension, he's going to be staying here for another year, gets the kick away. And he's been a real renaissance man for Hull FC this season.
He's had a fantastic season, hasn't he? He was given the captaincy by John Cartwright, and I think he's really led from the front, hasn't he, figuratively. He's been a really important player for Hull FC.
Thewlis tackled as it's pushed away in towards the hands of Duffy again, and Walker will wait just behind him. Big tackle going in from Brad Fash, starting the game this afternoon, given the fact that they've got so many players who have been suspended, chasing after it. Oh, he can't quite get his hands on that, Lewis Martin, and that's gone out of play.
Yeah, a strange decision that he snaked an arm out to try and keep that in. And whether he'd lost track of where the kick source was, Danny Walker had put boot to ball well outside the 40, so there was no danger of the Warrington Wolves taking possession again. I think he maybe thought for a moment he might be able to nick that and get back in field. As it stands, against the set defence, middle of the field, not made an awful lot of metres, have they, in the first couple of sets in possession, and it's because of that decent line speed from the Warrington Wolves.
Harvey Barron back in the side again this afternoon. They try and bring it again through Martin. It's a nice little offload, and Zach Hardacre comes away with the loose ball. Thought about going for the crash, but then ended up being tackled. Barnforth out to Lytton. Interesting to see Deneve Barmforth back in the side. He's had a pretty good spell playing away for Catalan Dragons in the last few weeks, but recalled to the side because of all those suspensions for this afternoon, and that's a real problem for John Cartwright to really have to deal with.
Yeah, first touch from Callum Kemp as well. And keep a close eye on the number 30 for the Black and Whites throughout this game. Caesar again, this time end over end. As you would imagine, will be gobbled up by Kai Taylor-Ray, and it is a bit of footwork, but good kick chase. Harvey Barron back in the side following head injury assessment protocols. Stood down last week. That's a good kick chase.
He really does have a fantastic turn of pace. Harvey Barron. Thewlis coming away with it. He also has got plenty of speed in his legs. Tackle on this occasion, though. As Walker waits just behind him, and the penalty's been given here, hanging on a little bit too long there, the Black and Whites.
It's good work from Josh Thewlis. I tell you what, he's really committed in every run that he makes. Really fights for a quick play the ball, and he's tough as well. Gets knocked about a bit, but see how he draws a penalty. Just too much going on there from Zach Hardacre and Tom Briscoe, two of the more experienced players in this Hull FC team. And a relieving kick for the Warrington Wolves, who are going to start this set in the opposition half.
Briscoe, another player who's recently signed a contract extension, so along with Lingy Sao, who's still on the sidelines, of course, but should be fit for next season, we understand. So John Cartwright keen to get some of his ducks in a row ahead of next year. Having to defend at the moment, though, as Walker gets it away. Fitzgibbon to Mattison, rather. Lovely little layoff from him. Sam Stone now for Warrington. They're getting closer to the Black and Whites line. They're about 30 metres away as Walker waits at dummy half again. Decent tackle.
Yeah, good tackle.
Decent tackle going in on Luke Thomas there. Walker gets it away. Sneed with the quick hands again through Ratchford. And the tackle goes in again on Kai Taylor-Ray. Walker back out for Sneed, going for the chip towards the posts. And that's come off Litton. And that will go back. And they'll get it back again here.
Well, it's a penalty for offside, Fraser. So it's been bobbled forward from Davy Litton. It was a non-committal attempt to take the ball, wasn't it? And then Liam Watts, instinct kicks in. He was actually in front of the kicker.
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
Liam Watts is middle of your screen here. Ball comes forward and he pounces on this ball. So offside. And interestingly, Mark Sneed has opted to take 2 points. I mean, it's a gimme. It's a gimme 2 points.
Well, is this a sign of respect here for the side that Hull have put out? Or is it just a case of trying to get a little settler to get a couple of points on the board?
It tells you what they are expecting today, and that's a tight, hard-fought game.
So, Mark Sneed then, with a chance to open the scoring. 46 Super League goals to his credit so far this season. And from here, he will not miss, and he does not miss. And so Warrington get the first points on the board.
Yeah, I still think it's a strange decision, Fraser.
From that position to be that close to the sticks, with a full set to play this early in the game, you're not the only one that's a little bit puzzled.
Yeah, well, look,
John Cartwright is too.
He'll be pleased about that. Yeah, that's penalty given away. 2 points. You live to fight another day.
Well, Warrington not going for the jugular on that particular occasion. Straight into the hands of Ratchford. Gets it away to Thomas. Watts in the tackle. Walker waits behind him. Hull have lost their last 3 straight games in Super League against the local rivals, the Rovers, of course, against Leeds and against St Helens. The last time they won was at Lee in round 22 in August, but Warrington have lost their last 3 on the bounce as well against Lee, Salford and Huddersfield. In fact, they last won back in August, and that was their only win in 7 games. So neither side in fantastic form coming into this game, but certainly a whole lot resting on this for Hull FC.
It's a really strange atmosphere here. It's quiet here at Hull FC, and given what's on the line,
you'd expect a bit more encouragement.
Well, this is it. I mean, Hull KR are definitely favourites over at Wakefield. So this is an opportunity here for Hull FC to wrest control of that race for the top 6.
That's bounced awkwardly. Warrington picking up the loose ball and coming away with it through the middle with Kai Taylor-Ray.
No, it's offside's been given, though. This is offside at the point of the kick and within 10. So this will be a penalty to Hull FC. And they've got away with one there.
They really have.
Aidan Caesar, he's not hanging around, is he? Yeah, it's Danny Walker.
Just offside when the kick was put through.
Yeah, it's the correct decision.
Well, Caesar has belted it out of play and he gets things back underway quickly.
Do you take my point, though, Fraser?
Absolutely.
Just, you would expect the crowd here to be fully engaged and willing on this team. And
they need an extra player here.
Maybe it's nervous. Maybe it's
from the pitch.
Yeah, there's some nervous energy because they have the opportunity to take fate back into their own hands again.
Anything happens, of course, over in Wakefield. We'll keep you up to date with that as far as scores go on. I can tell you that Wakefield are 6-0 up against Hull KR at the moment. So, try on the board there already. So, the emphasis now swings Wakefield's way as Aidan Caesar tries to bring his side into this game with Will Gardner midway inside Warrington territory. Caesar again with the kick to the corner. Taken well by Thewlis.
Yeah.
Pushed back, a good kick chase.
Meat and drink for Josh Thewlis, but the kick chase was decent, wasn't it? Litton and Martin, soon as he takes possession, foot back on the floor, hammered by the kick chase. Wolves now through Toby King, fighting in the tackle. That's well dealt with by Hull FC.
3 in the tackle there as they bring King down. Well, you can tell just from the background how quiet it is here. You wouldn't expect it to be like this from a Hull crowd. They're usually one of the most vociferous around, but at the moment, you're absolutely right, John. It is a nervy, tense feeling about the place. And I'm sure the fans will be well aware of that scoreline coming through from the DIY Kitchen Stadium as well. In possession at the moment, though, with Harvey Barron.
Yeah, take a look at that hit on Logan Moy, returning the football, shortened up by a couple of Warrington players. Welcome back to Super League, Logan.
Briscoe to Caesar, and then into the hands of Jordan Lane, who's Castleford bound for next season. As Watts is tackled, the ball's come free there. And what's the referee going to give? I think he's calling that as a knock-on.
Liam Watts he's not in a hurry to catch his captain's eye. Oh, he is now. I think he's had an idea that he may well challenge this. They are challenging coming from Hull FC.
So for the first time then, we go to Marcus Griffiths for the captain's challenge.
Captain's challenge from Hull FC. They're challenging the on-field rule of a knock-on.
It's tackle free. Hull FC are challenging the on-field decision and knock-on, so we're just seeing whether there is any evidence to suggest that the ball has been stolen. So that angle, we don't see how the ball has come out. We'll take it into this angle. Do we have a view of the ball? No view of the ball there. We'll go to camera 5, to go to camera 6, any view of the ball. We don't have any idea how that comes out. This angle could help us. So we're looking at the hands of the Warrington defender. So due to the angles we have, the decision is going to be inconclusive.
Difficult one there.
Well, they're staying with the on-field decision. I think there's nothing there that can see with the captain's challenge. So And crucially, Hull FC will retain that challenge, but the knock-on will stand against Liam Watts.
And the news coming through from Wakefield, by the way, is that they now lead Hull KR by 8 points to 0. 8 points to 0, Wakefield lead against Hull KR. Max Jowett has been successful with a boot twice, with Jake Truman also scoring a try. So that will no doubt be feeding through to the stands here, and all adding to the nervousness that these fans are feeling. You can sense the tension in the air, you can really feel it. Well, the Black and Whites have to try and get themselves into this game. With what, nearly 13 minutes gone, it's been a fairly quiet opening, it has to be said, from both sides.
You know, I think that's it. It's been a nervous start to the game. Warrington probably hold the upper hand, and then they certainly do now. Set restart awarded against Hull FC. Full set now. I'm going to see Mark Sneed, Steph Ratchford with their hands on this from a Warrington perspective.
Walker just waiting for the ball to come out from Luke Thomas, and he gets it away to Joe Philbin. Philbin quickly back to Walker again, and Thomas once more. Walker waiting. Plenty of tackles. Walker goes one way, then the other. Ratchford, quick hands through to Sam Stone. Stone now. Warrington just 5 metres away from the whole try line. Walker gets it away to the left side for Ratchford. Ratchford in towards Sneed. Sneed with a long pass. Kai Taylor-Ray now picking it up on the far side. We're a little bit further back here, Warrington. But now everything on the right, but they go to the left instead. Toby King trying to force his way through, and that'll be the turnover.
Yeah, again, another conservative decision taken. And we thought that the penalty was a conservative decision in attacking position. Well, Mark Sneed was calling for the kick. It looked like he was going to try and drop it on Aidan Caesar's head. And then instead, Toby King taking that short side. Look, it's a decent place to finish a set, isn't it? It allows you to do this. Really shorten up the defensive line. Try and apply some pressure through your line speed, which they're doing, the Warrington Wolves, through 2 tackles.
Sam Burgess keeping a close eye, along with his coaching team, on this game. That perhaps he won't be too happy about the fact that they've not been able to convert any of the chances they've had so far, which, to be fair, have been fairly few and far between. But that's been the case for both sides. It's been a game where neither side has really been able to grab hold of it by the scruff of the neck so far. Caesar again with a kick. Gobbled up by Thewlis. And he's brought down just short of the 20. Sneed waiting for it behind him, but Kemp just getting his arm in there, causing a bit of trouble. Callum and Lloyd, the third set of twins to have played for Hull FC over the years. I had a good look at the pair of them down in the tunnel on the way in as the players arrived. Now, I have to say, it took me quite a while to distinguish between the pair of them.
Young and fresh-faced, aren't they? Philbin.
Walker gets a nice ball out to Philbin.
Yeah, just not going anywhere, though, are they? Neither side, you're right, defences cancelling the attacking opportunities out. Awkward-looking kick from Sneed, well taken by Lewis Martin. He sets off again, brought down in turn by James Duffy.
It's the kind of game where we could do with someone like Lewis Martin coming up with a bit of magic. Super League's joint highest try scorer so far this season. 22 tries to his name. Jordan Lane for the home side. Logan Moy picking it up at dummy half, and then shouts of whether he's got a player crossing in front of him there from the opposition defence. Barmforth gets it away to Fash. Matteson in the tackle along with Walker. Fifth tackle again, both sides just playing out their sets so far without any great effectiveness at all. Caesar, another tester for Thewlis. Straight down the throat. Kemp involved in the tackle.
Just kicking for position here. You know, Josh Hillis, one of the safest under the high ball, kick chase, and presented a connected defensive line, but there's no real attacking intention yet, not with the kicks. Litton getting up in the face.
Walker, quick layoff. Thomas goes down in the tackle. Warrington happy to just keep possession and keep moving the ball and try and find some position as Sneed tucking another one away for Logan Moy to go chasing after.
Good tackle, Fitzgibbon.
Barron quicking up quickly.
Yeah, the spark something here. Logan Moy nearly got away from Fitzgibbon. Barron on a run.
Looked like that might have been slightly forward, but the referee said no. As Kemp got away with it. Hardacre now. And all of a sudden, the home fans are starting to get involved as well. The ball is being moved around quickly now by the black and white. Caesar gets it down the line to Litton. Litton coming away with it. And all of a sudden, things are sparking into life for Hull FC. Caesar, high ball again, towards the corner. Everybody chasing after it, and very quickly taken down by a couple of black and white shirts.
Yeah, well taken by Kai Taylor-Ray. And he'll be thankful as well. There was some decent work, some smart work. Oh, mind you, Hull FC, well, that's a good response, and that's engaged the crowd. They've forced Duffy back over his own in goal. He didn't get himself low enough. And what was a kick for position in the last set, this time was a kick with real intent. First of all for Lewis Martin for the chase, and then off the back of the next play the ball. The black and whites force a set restart. Now these are not guaranteed to land in your hands. The short kick-off very much a part of the modern game, but that's a really positive play from Hull.
And it really has. All of a sudden, it's like flicking a switch here in this stadium, because that set there, putting some pressure on. As the black and whites come forward again, has really woken up this crowd here, and it's woken up the players too. Barnforth, wide to the left-hand side. Sam Essay has come on as a substitute. See if he can have an effect, but the wall has been given over, and Warrington have possession once again, and all of a sudden, Hull are standing around watching the ball.
Well, Sam Essay's come on to the field, and then very quickly he's going to go off the field. Lachlan Fitzgibbon's connected with Sam Essay here, and he's receiving treatment. Zach Hardacre went over to him straight away because he was in all sorts. He's had 2 carries. His first one was a barnstormer. His second will result in him going off for a head injury assessment. He does not look steady on his feet. So it was a glancing blow, I think, from Fitzgibbon. Just as he cut back across the other end of the field, and Fitzgibbon throws a shoulder in. Well, John Cartwright will be looking on here because, you know, Sam Essay was a welcome return to a side that was riddled with injury and plagued by suspension. And the video referee may well be getting involved here.
Yeah, he's missed the last 3, Sam Essay. And they were hoping for him to be hugely involved in this game. Certainly they needed more bodies on the field, given the suspensions that Hull FC have at the moment. The referee, though, is going to be speaking with his team to make a decision on this one. Let's hear what he's got to say.
There's a couple of warnings in the ruck now. You've had a couple of 6 agains on the back of that. Yeah. It's been reviewed, mate. There will be a penalty on field.
Just talking to Stefan Ratchford, just to say, get your troops in order.
Review, mate.
Yeah, I think the decision's still under review, though, Fraser. I think there's still some still a decision to be made here as Sam Essay continues to receive treatment.
Well, it's his second spell on loan here, Sam Essay. Had a 4-match loan spell in 2024. On loan from Wigan. And this of course, we see it time and time again now. The doctors have to be very, very careful and make a thorough assessment of whether or not a player is fit to carry on.
Well, that's a big blow, is that, for Hull FC. Sam Esse had been on all of 45 seconds. And his second carry has resulted in an HIA, and the question is now is what, if any, further action is going to be taken by the referee.
Matty Laidlaw is coming on as a substitution, while Sam Esse is off, but Tom Grant has the decision to make here. Let's hear what he has to say.
There's contact with the head, but there's mitigation, which takes him a red to a yellow. Yellow.
Well, mitigation, says the referee, but that has resulted in a sin binning for Lachlan Fitzgibbon.
Yeah, it doesn't look pretty, does it, from Lachlan Fitzgibbon? Yellow, probably the right decision on balance. Sam Esse disappears up the tunnel to begin his 15-minute assessment period, if indeed he is allowed to do that. So, Hull FC with a penalty. Interestingly, they are not interested in 2 points.
So, chance here for Hull to try and capitalise on some of that possession that they had just a few moments ago. Quick hands down the line again. Harvey Barron in towards the corner, trying to push his way through the Warrington defenders, but they managed to hold him up just on the line.
It was a brilliant pass from Callum Kemp that set him free.
And it comes through the hands of Brad Fash. Aidan Caesar now running at defenders, gets it out towards the Logan Moy, the fullback. Moy is brought down just in the corner. Davy Litton rather, just waiting to his right-hand side. Here's Fash on the 10-metre line. Barnforth waits for it. Goes away to the right-hand side. Going in for Kemp for the corner of the posts. Back it comes again from Barnforth. Caesar, across the hands it goes. Down into the corner! Lewis Martin has gone over. And the tension at the MKM Stadium is broken. They had to work very, very hard for this one. The referee on the field says it's a try, but he'll want to have another look at it. And so the decision will be made by Marcus Griffiths.
It's tackle 5. We have a try on field, but checking touch and grounding. So he's in the field of play. The ball is in the arm. The fingers remain on the ball, and the ball is down. I have a decision.
Just listen to the roar that will come from the home fans. The try is given, and that really has broken the tension that was building and building here.
Yeah, that's engaged the crowd. Great finish in the corner by Lewis Martin, his 23rd try of the Super League season. Nice work in dispatches. We have to mention the movement off the ball through the hands from Caesar to Logan Moy to Davy Litton, who provides the try assist. You know, it's one of the only times they've been in this area of the field. I think they've looked really dangerous. Earlier on in the set, Callum Kemp with a lovely pass to set Harvey Barron free, and that really disrupted the defensive line. One settler, and they strike on the other side of the field through Lewis Martin. Now Zach Hardaker steps up. Can he add extra 2?
It's a difficult angle, this one, but he struck it beautifully, and it's straight down the middle.
It's a beautiful kick from Zach Hardaker. Our position is pretty much right behind the position that he was kicking from. It didn't even look like missing.
His 20th goal of the Super League season, and the atmosphere here at the MKM has changed massively over the last 5 minutes or so. All of a sudden, the confidence is back, the tension has dropped, and the fans are really getting behind their side now. Remember, over at Wakefield, it is the home side there that are in the ascendancy. As far as we understand it, they now leading by 14 points to 0, Wakefield, against Hull KR. And remember, that has implications too, because if Wakefield win that game, there's still the possibility we could go to the last match to find out who wins the League Leaders Shield. Have Wigan been handed the opportunity? Still a long way to go, of course. But here come Hull FC again with Harvey Barron. It's a terrific run from Harvey Barron. He's got support all the way through to Denise Barnforth. He'll go into the corner, and the game has turned on its head. Hull FC's nerves were palpable, but with 2 quick tries, all of a sudden, they can see the possibility of picking up a couple of points here.
That is a sensational try from Hull FC. 2 tries in 2 minutes and has woken the entire stadium up. And there's a lot to like about this. Hull FC just decided they're going to play, take the handbrake off. And Harvey Barron, in the build-up to this try, showed a brilliant turn of foot to streak down the sideline and then provide the pass to the support in Barnforth. And he crosses for Hull's second in as many minutes. And they're up and running. What about this? The pass from Caesar over the top, but look at the pace of the man. Strips the outside defence for the Warrington Wolves, and then Barnforth, recalled from the Catalan Dragons, crosses to take Hull FC into double figures. Where's this come from? It was such a testy, nervous opening quarter of a game. And the flick to switch, as you said, Fraser, and in double quick time, you would imagine with the kicking boots that Zach Hardacre possesses, they're going to open up a 10-point lead here.
Let's be honest, the first 15 minutes or so was turgid. It was both sides just happy to move around the field. Zach Hardacre has kicked this, so that is a 10-point lead. They were just playing out their sets. The nerves were clearly in evidence. And all of a sudden, that one set where Hull suddenly found themselves being able to pass the ball around and get a bit of possession has absolutely turned this game in their favour. Barnforth getting the second try in as many minutes.
No, you look at the celebrations as well off the back of it. That was a brilliant shot, that. Great camera work of Harvey Barron flying down the touchline. There's no better sight, is there, in rugby league? Player in full flight.
Denise Barnforth had been having a really good spell for Catalan Dragons, and now come back into the side here, perhaps with a point or two to prove, but the man in the right place at the right time there, and here he is again, affecting the play as Brad Fash goes in for this tackle. Wakefield still leading by 14 points to 0. Mason Lino has got a try in that game. So it's all going to be happening over the next few games.
Well, it was a turnover in possession here. It was a pass attempt by Davy Layton. It was tipped up by a Warrington player and tipped backwards, importantly. Possession secured by the Warrington Wolves, and they've just snapped that streak, haven't they? The Wolves back in possession.
Hardacre trying to
Well, here's the incident.
bring
It's
down
Davy
Max
Litton
Wood.
trying to get the ball away. It's just tipped up and into Warrington hands.
Well, news coming through from the bench that Sam Essay has failed his HIA, which means that 18th man Lloyd Kemp will be activated. So we could well see the two Kemp brothers
Oh, good
on the pitch
shot
at the same time.
Brilliant shot, Harvey Barron.
He's having a great game, isn't he? He's involved in everything. As Sneed kicks this one into the corner, Briscoe goes up for it and is immediately tackled.
Take a look at this shot from Harvey Barron. Absolutely folds Toby King. He's had to sit on the sidelines for a week. He missed the whole derby. And I'll tell you what, he's making up for lost time, isn't he? Brilliant last 5 minutes from the winger.
Hull on the offensive then, but still very much in their own half as they swing it out very, very wide. Lane gets it back out to Litton again. This is good work from Litton.
Yeah, this is the shot on Sam Essay that ultimately led to Lachlan Fitzgibbon sin binning. And we understand it we can confirm rather that he's failed that HIO, play no further part in the game. It was a 45-second cameo from Sam Esse. But Hull FC are making light of his absence at the moment. They're in great position once again.
Logan Moy getting tackled. Halfway inside the Warrington half now, and they've really got the bit between their teeth. As Hardacre comes forward with this one. Barmforth getting it away out to the right-hand side for Kemp. Barmforth again. Kemp, here he goes, almost to the try line.
Well, set up left here, Fraser. They've got options left. There'll be a wide ball to Caesar. And what have they got?
Pressure on the line. Caesar coming forward, but he himself. Aidan Caesar coasting through the Warrington defence. It parted for him beautifully. And he took full advantage. And Aidan Caesar gets the third Hull FC try in a matter of a few minutes. And having gone from all the nerves and all the tension, they are now absolutely flying.
Yeah, look, the ball from dummy half was outstanding from Denis Barmforth, and Aidan Caesar actually went and congratulated him afterwards. He's hit Aidan Caesar on the chest, jammed that left foot down, turned Ryan Matterson inside out, and waltzed through the gap underneath the sticks. Hull FC, 3 tries inside 10 minutes, have really lit the touch paper here.
Well, they had to come up with something sooner or later. Wakefield now leading by 20 points to 0 against Hull KR. Who on earth would have predicted that being the case? But Wakefield, of course, just a point above Hull FC as Sam Burgess looks on. What on earth will be going through his mind?
How quickly can we get to the end of this season, I think, will be what going through his mind. It's been an absolute disaster, hasn't it? I mean, they've had their fair share of injuries as well. But I don't think they've ever recovered from that agonising defeat at Wembley. They were so close to lifting that trophy, 2 minutes away from being crowned Challenge Cup winners, and they're never able to recover. Zach Hardacre with the opportunity now to go 18 points to 2 up, which he does. 3 converted tries. Martin with the first, Barmforth with the second, Aidan Caesar with the latest try. And Hull FC, regardless of what's going on in West Yorkshire, are doing their job. They're doing what's required of them. They can do no more.
Well, they are now going about it in very much the right fashion. And Warrington, all of a sudden, are punch drunk after all those tries coming in such a short space of time, given the way that it was such a pedestrian start to the game. 10 minutes left in this first half, and Hull FC 18 points to 2 in front. Remember, Wakefield leading by 20 points to 0 against Hull KR. So both sides doing their bit as far as trying to get this last playoff place is concerned. Matty Laidlaw is dropped in the tackle there as Barmforth finds Hardacre.
He's been good. He's been so good for Hull FC this season. Just a real fighter, a real competitor, Zach Hardacre.
I know there were quite a few eyebrows raised when he ended up leaving Leigh to come here, but it certainly turned out to be a good decision, not only for him, but for the club as well. As you say, he's had a great season. Kai Taylor-Ray comes away with it and immediately runs into 3 black and white shirts who are pushing him back as far as they can now.
Jeez, he's been met solidly there by Callum Kemp. Once again, Hull FC kicking for position and trying to tie Warrington up. Still not outside their own 20, 2 tackles gone.
The difference between Hull KR now and how they were at the start of this game is just remarkable. Amazing how things can turn so quickly. Now that is rugby league for you, that's the way it happens. Stefan Ratchford, the old campaigner, he's one of 2 players retiring. One of the players that's going to be leaving at the end of this season. They initially announced that 9 would be going from Warrington, with Ratchford being one of the retirees, but Conor Wrench then announcing that he's retired as well. So 10 players going to be leaving Warrington. That's a big turnover and a big rebuilding job to be done. Moy gets it out to Barron. Barron, who's had a fantastic first half for the Black and Whites and caused Warrington all sorts of trouble in defence. Kemp comes away with it. Kemp being held up now.
He's drawn a penalty as well, not square at marker. He was pleading, he was imploring with the referee to award the decision. Yeah, so it's not square at marker. Warrington Wolves players, Callum Kemp picked it, went short side, engaged that defender who wasn't in the right position. You see, just stood off to the side of the ruck, Jake Thewlis. Callum Kemp, savvy, aware of that, engages, and you can see him eyeballing the referee. Come on, sir, give me the penalty, give me the decision.
Briscoe getting it away to Kemp. And Laidlaw goes down in the challenge. Cade Cust has made his way onto the pitch. It was an interesting decision by John Cartwright to put Cade Cust on the bench and play Callum Kemp in the halves in the first place as Caesar gets it away. But you had a thought about that, John, didn't you? Whether or not Deneve Barmforth would be able to play a full 80 minutes. So Cust coming in now off the bench.
Well, it's a really tough position to be an 80-minute hooker. There's not many sides that do it. I think having somebody with Cade Cust's utility value off the bench, I think was great. It's a bold decision, you're right, to start Callum Kemp, but I think on balance,
it's paid off.
Certainly now after 35 minutes, it's looking like a smart decision.
Quick hands here from Hull as Litton, it just bounces off Lewis Martin and goes down the sideline, but they're playing with a confidence and a swagger now, Hull FC.
Yeah, David Litton, I'm wondering whether he thought a dummy might have been the option here. Look at David Litton, if he doesn't pass, Ratchford slides off him, maybe there's an opening on the inside. Ball doesn't stick in either case with Lewis Martin, and the Warrington Wolves once again get to work it out of their own 10-metre area. And Hull FC, well, they're enjoying life now, aren't they? It's a good job we can't have mobile phones on the field, because that may temper their enthusiasm a bit when they see the scoreline over at Wakefield.
Well, actually, if you can think of it conversely, it doesn't matter, because all they have to do is try and get a win here. And that's all they can do to try and keep the pressure up on Wakefield. 20 points to 0. Trinity are leading against Hull KR. So the battle will go down to the last day if things stay as they are. Certainly in terms of the playoff places, but not only that, but the League Leaders' Shield as well. Wigan would still have an outside chance. All the games, of course, live on Sky Sports over the course of next weekend, as they almost lost possession again there, Warrington. Referee says it went backwards as it was eventually gobbled up by Toby King, but Sneed gets it away. Awkward bounce for Lewis Martin. Takes it at the second attempt.
That's a good, decent carry, though. It was an awkward bounce. It did sit up for him in the end, but just legs driving through the tackle. And Davy Litton now is met by 3 Warrington players, but already approaching the halfway line.
Cust. Dummy half for Brad Fash, who's dropped it. Brad Fash has lost it in the tackle there, and Warrington regain possession. And Fash is getting involved at the back there with one of the Warrington players. It was Sam Powell.
Well, there's the first knock on from Brad Fash. There's an element of a steal about that one as well, so maybe a little bit of karma there. The ball,
when it's going for you, it's going for you.
Yeah, the ball from Toby King didn't go to hand, did it? And so Hull FC back in possession. When we saw what they did last time they were in this area of the field with tackles in the bank, they looked dangerous, didn't they? Swinging to the left now.
Cade Cust surveying his options before bringing it forward. 10 metres short now of the Warrington line. Jordan Lane gets it out. Down through to Kemp, and then Laidlaw looked for the offload, but then thought better of it. Cust again, going wide for Kemp. Little kick forward through from Caesar. Everybody chasing after it. Harvey Barron is the first one there and dabs it down in the corner. He's had an absolutely brilliant half for Hull FC so far and gets his reward for gambling on that occasion. Harvey Barron in the corner, another try for Hull. And they are rampant.
Take a look at the work by Aidan Caesar. Ball goes short side. Look at the pressure he's under from Toby King. Still able to get a perfect kick away. So easy, you know, to overcook those. Just bobbles up nicely for Harvey Barron. Kemp to Caesar. Boot on the ball. Barron in the corner. 4 first half tries for Hull FC. And John Cartwright will be absolutely over the moon. He acknowledged as much when he was talking to us earlier on this afternoon that there were some young and inexperienced players in this lineup. But he'll be absolutely delighted with the response. You know, a half full of industry, no few nerves, I'll say that. But they have put themselves in a match-winning position here inside 40 minutes.
It was a terrible season for them last year, but one of the few bright spots was some of the young players that Hull FC had coming through their ranks, the likes of Harvey Barron, the likes of Logan Moy, and they look like they've got a bit of a production line going on here at the moment. The fear would be in such a team as it was last season, with all the losses and some of the spankings that they got, that those young players might suffer as a result, but they have come back with a vengeance this year. This one has been missed by Hardacre.
Quite the opposite has happened, and John Cartwright has inherited a squad, and you're right, full of young kids. I mean, they've done some fair recruitment, haven't they? But full of young kids who've been galvanised in that really difficult season last year. It's been a fantastic first half he'd be rightly proud of.
A 20-point lead then, as we go into the last minute of the first half. And after such a tentative start.
Yeah, Litton gets up and makes the ball his own. The only downside for Hull FC again is that every time the black and white score over in West Yorkshire, Wakefield posts more points. 26 points to 0 now. Cameron Scott with the latest once of this parish.
Well, I have to admit, I was having conversations with various people this morning about the state of play as far as the top and the playoff places were concerned. And there was a consensus that maybe Hull KR might have had a lot taken out of them despite the scoreline in the derby match against Hull last week. They try and capitalise on this one though, Hull FC, with Lewis Martin, and whether that might have taken a bit out of Hull KR as we get into these last couple of games, but Wakefield certainly capitalising on it anyway. Seasy with a crossfield kick, in they go again, Barron going for picking the pocket. The ball's gone down in the corner, and Barron looks like he's injured himself in the process here. This doesn't look good for Harvey Barron at all. Referee has decided he's going to go to the video ref to have another look at this one.
No try. Just confirm the ball's not turned by Hull, please.
So we've got no tackle. It comes from a kick, so we'll pause it on the foot. Everybody to the right is onside. So now we will look at the contest. Both players eyes for the ball. Both competing. The ball is lost forwards by Hull FC in the in goal. I have a decision.
Well, this one is going to be chalked off, but more concerning for Hull FC. You probably would have been able to see in the replay there, it was a bad landing there for Harvey Barron.
Well, the good news is he's up and about. I mean, it did look like he really jarred that leg, didn't he, on the landing, but that great news that he's up and about. And as a half-time sounds, Fraser, I mean, we look back on what, after a cagey start from Hull FC, what a wonderful 40 minutes of rugby.
It was very, very cagey indeed, but that man there has been the star of the show for Hull FC. The first 15 minutes at the MKM Stadium, Hull FC doing their bit to try and make sure that they keep the pressure on. Given the way the score is going at Wakefield at the moment, that's all they can do. Get the 2 points here this afternoon, and they're doing a real good job of it after that first half, leading by 22 points to 2, John Wells.
Yeah, and that's what John Cartwright will have said as the black and whites rattle into the first contact of that second half. carry on as you started. It was a brilliant first half. And judging by what they did in that first tackle, they listened to their coach at half-time, didn't they? Look, regardless of what's happening elsewhere, they do their job. They take away 2 points and drag the decision as to who takes that last playoff space right down to the dying embers of the regular season.
We absolutely love the drama of it. It has to be said, as a high hoisted kick comes in from Danny Walker and Logan Moy just shepherding, watching. Oh my word. Well, he took too long. He took too long. The ball stopped. And Warrington were straight in.
You always run the risk. I mean, he put himself in the right position, but you always run the risk if you leave and try that the ball's going to sit up. It's a really unpredictable thing as a kick comes to it runs out of energy and comes to rest. It was Danny Walker with a kick downfield, and a very positive moment for the Warrington Wolves early in this second half. Zach Hardacre will be tasked with getting us underway. I would imagine he'll put as much distance between this and his own try line as possible.
Well, Hull's record at home this season has been pretty poor. Only the 3 wins here. Wakefield, Lee and Salford. They've lost 7 and drawn 1. Last time out here, they were beaten 34-0 by Leeds. But on this occasion, home, very much where the heart is for them, as another big tackle goes in.
Again.
Well, they've clearly been sent out with the message.
What about that?
That they've got to dig in here, Hull FC. Despite the scoreline, forget about that. Start again and rip into Warrington as much as you possibly can.
Yeah, absolutely. I tell you, Will Gardner's really put himself about in the opening couple of minutes of this second half.
Out it comes then through the hands of Ratchford to Max Wood. Warrington getting closer to the opposition line though. Out it comes from the back for Walker, who decides to go the opposite direction this time, and big hands again. Jordan Lane going in hard on Stefan Ratchford there, and Ratchford didn't like it at all. He's been asked whether he can play on, and he's getting very groggily to his feet. Sneed goes with a chip ball in towards the corner. Up goes King for it, but that will go out over the line.
It's been decided that this is going to be a dropout. We'll see whether there's a... Yeah, it looks like it's come off Briscoe's hand in the end. Safety first from Hull FC. Yeah, Briscoe's got up and Toby King reached out for it, but it was Briscoe who batted that dead. So once again, Hull FC will restart play through the boot of Zach Hardacre. His last one was an absolute boomer, wasn't it?
And he goes for it once more. Loads of spin on this ball as well as it swirls through the air. Max Wood again for the visitors. Just inside Hull FC territory as Walker with quick hands, and another big hit going in.
This time Jordan Lane dropping the shoulder.
Big tackles coming in thick and fast from Hull FC. Callum Kemp goes in to make sure that Fitzgibbon stays on his haunches there. Wood. Tackled by Fash. 6 again, says the referee. Too slow in getting up for the restart. Hull FC putting themselves under a great deal of pressure here. The referee says play on there. Hull FC fans shouting for an incorrect play of the ball, but Max Wood has come away with it. Pressure building from the Warrington Wolves as Walker waits, goes away to his left side for Fitzgibbon.
Good tackle, Brad Fash, right round the ankles of Fitzgibbon.
Walker goes again to his right this time. Sneed, long angled pass to Ratchford, and there straight away Aidan Caesar coming in with a tackle.
Did that really well 90% of the time last week in the derby. This time gets his man in Ratchford. Walker out from dummy half. They've reached the end of the set though, Warrington. Yeah, good read from Caesar.
This has to be good. Powell gets it out to the left side. Sneed with a kick over, little flick back in, and King, well, was it forward? It was. The referee right on the spot there and immediately made the decision And there's something being said in back play because there's a little bit of pushing and shoving going on afterwards.
Yeah, nothing more than a bit of pushing and shoving. I think there's a couple of choice words being said. It was a try-scoring opportunity, wasn't it? And Jake Thewlis in tapping the ball back. It's Sneed with a kick. And it's that catch and shove back inside to Toby King that was adjudged by referee Tom Grant to have travelled forward. No try given. Turnover in possession. Hull SC survive a fairly decent examination of their line early on in the second half. Harvey Barron now getting shoved back by the Wolves.
Oh, he's managed to get it out of the tackle as well, and Lewis Martin will come away with it, but he is tackled this time. Good running from the home side as they get it back again through Barron. Barron with tackles bouncing off him here, Harvey Barron, and he's running away through the middle. He needs some support. There's none forthcoming in the short time, but what a break he was.
I tell you, he's gone straight through Sam Powell, and nobody goes straight through Sam Powell.
Cust gets it out to Caesar. Was that one forward? Referee says no. Martin coming back to try and break through the Warrington ranks. And so quickly, defence turns into attack for the Black and Whites. Cust in towards Laidlaw. Laidlaw held up 7 or 8 metres from the line. They can smell another opportunity here as Caesar kicks it to the corner. Off they go chasing and battered away by Thewlis, safety first.
Well, I'm not surprised he did, because Harvey Barron is in a rude mood this evening. Take a look at this. We know how athletic he is. There is not many people who do that to Sam Powell. But look at the frame on the kid. Motors downfield, past Kai Taylor-Ray, and he's just pulled down by Thewlis. He's having a night out, is Harvey Barron.
So, ball up for grabs again here. There's 2 knock-ons going on. The referees decided to call the first one. Aidan Caesar clearly not happy with that.
Yeah, but the decision here whether they challenge this one, because that went back from David Litton. It's just whether there was a knock-on on the floor.
Marcus, is a captain's challenge.
Well, they are going to go for the captain's challenge.
Not surprised.
So once more, we will hear from the video referee Marcus Griffiths to make the decision.
So Hull FC are challenging the decision of a knock-on. Who does this ball come off in the initial contest is the first question. Does that touch the Warrington hand or the Hull FC hand? So the ball has gone backwards from Hull FC. Does the ball touch Fash's hand? No, that appears to have gone backwards. And then is lost forwards on the floor by Litton. I have a decision.
Well, the challenge is going to be unsuccessful here. Greeted by muted responses from the home crowd on that particular occasion.
Right at the death, wasn't it? It was a scrap on the floor between Litton and a Warrington player, so that's where the knock-on has been adjudged. Nothing prior to that, not the challenge in the air, not Fash and his involvement, just right at the end. So Hull FC this time do register an unsuccessful challenge. That's them done for the day.
Well, I know that the captain's challenge has
mixed reviews.
Well, I was about to say it's provoked a lot of interest. Not all of it has been necessarily been positive. The players, of course, were all for it at the start of this season, but I wonder how many of them would be happy to keep it for next year if they were given the choice. Either way, oh, it's left here, and coming away with it, Aidan Caesar on the loose ball. Caesar towards the line. Can he get the ball down?
I'll tell you what,
that is, as though he's held up.
That is a try saver from Kai Taylor-Ray, if indeed he has managed to prevent Aidan Caesar from grounding that ball That is a try-saver from the fullback.
He is getting the congratulations of his teammates. The referee on field says no try. Marcus Griffiths has another decision to make.
It's zero tackle. We have a decision of no try. We just look and see whether the ball gets to the ground or not. The ball is high at that point, still high. Ball remains high. We'll go to the very end. I have a decision.
What a tackle that was from Kai Taylor-Ray, and he deservedly gets the congratulations of his teammates, because that was a try-saver.
Yeah, he was absolutely unequivocal, wasn't he, in his response. He knew that he'd held Aidan Caesar up. There's confirmation.
But concerns again in this Warrington defence that Hull FC, when they get a sniff, they will find the holes.
Yeah, and the danger's not over here either for the travelling side, because they've got a full set of 6 now, and they're going to start inside the 20.
Laidlaw. 3 in the tackle for Warrington as Cust waits just behind him. A short one for the home side as Gardner is brought down just before the line. Cust again. Caesar wants it played quickly down the line for Briscoe. Barron in towards the corner. Harvey Barron just pushed out. Just pushed out, I think.
Another try-saving effort. This time from Jake Thewlis. And this time it will be Warrington possession. Take a look at the covering tackle from Thewlis. He's easily recognisable. His head is all taped up. He gets around the hips of Harvey Barron, and we've seen what he can do in possession. That's a really significant tackle. Last couple of minutes, interventions by Kai Taylor-Ray and Jake Thewlis have kept Warrington in this game just about.
Kai Taylor-Ray preferred at fullback this afternoon to Matt Duffy, who was named as the 18th man, but then disappeared off the team sheet because apparently he is ill. So no Matt Duffy here this afternoon.
An indiscretion from Hull FC, ball steal. I think it's Laidlaw or Fash who would be the guilty party. It's just as Thewlis comes in. Don't really know who's eventually pulled that out, but the ball has come free. Referees adjudge that that's a steal.
Just popped out, didn't it?
Yeah, the Wolves get a leg up downfield.
Sam Powell coming forward with it. Walker shouting he wants the ball played quicker than that. Max Wood bursting through the defence here. Max Wood, lovely covering tackle, just enough to bring him down. But Warrington with a chance now, 10 metres short of the Hull line. Ratchford, long pass out towards Sneed, waiting for support. Stone comes away with it and gets some treatment from Jordan Lane.
Yeah, snap pass, wasn't it, under pressure from Mark Sneed, put Wood into the backfield. Great tackle from Logan Moy, but again, the danger this time at the other end of the field is not over. Still half a set left for the Warrington Wolves, but now, oh dear me.
What on earth? Well, I think Holroyd is challenging that because he thinks the ball was stolen. So once again, we've got another captain's challenge. Holroyd losing possession for Warrington, but they're challenging it. And once again, the video referee has another decision to make.
So Warrington are challenging the decision of a knock-on. They're claiming there's been a ball steal. As you can see, Gardner is on the ball at this point. There is a pull-in action and the ball's come out. I have a decision.
Well, it's one of those rarities, John, where a decision for the captain's challenge is a success.
I get the feeling that one of those mixed reviews may come from you, Fraser. Yeah, listen, I don't think anybody is entirely happy with the captain's challenge in its current form. It isn't its first season. There will be some tweaks in the off-season, I am led to believe. It will remain for 2026, but in the meantime, Hull FC have got to defend another pretty much full set of 6, starting on their own line.
Sneed, short ball. Pushing through, getting closer and closer. As Walker waits for it to come back out from Thewlis. Walker it is, gets it to Sneed, finds Max Wood, twisting and turning Max Wood. But Hull in numbers, getting back to defend. Liam Watts says none shall pass. Walker finds Sneed, out onto the far side again once more. And this time it's Duffy who is brought down short, and they've been pushed back an extra couple of metres here as well, Warrington. Down they come for Sneed. Sneed with a kick through the post. That will go dead over the top of everybody, will it? They managed to somehow keep it in play there, Warrington.
Oh, I tell you what, it needed the intervention from Logan Moy, because was it Holroyd?
Shot clock on.
Or Toby King that's made.
Yes,
Toby King has managed to keep that in.
Did he keep that in?
Expertly well. And the ball not dead, of course, until it's bounced on or over the dead ball line. So whilst in the air, the ball is still live. So if you are agile enough, as Toby King was, I think they are checking. Oh no, they're not checking this one. This will be a dropout, confirmed.
Excellent work by Toby King to reapply some pressure on the Hull defence. And Thewlis will run it back from just over the halfway line. A sustained period of pressure this for Warrington, having been pretty lacklustre in the first half. This is better stuff from them.
Yeah, it's been a much brighter start in the second half, both sides of the ball. The attacks look sharper. Mark Sneed is getting more heavily involved. And we've already referenced those two really important defensive contributions that have prevented tries.
Just over 10 metres from the line again, as further pressure is applied. Oh, and then would you believe it, Mark Sneed, well, he's getting a rapturous reception from his former fans, of course, for having dropped that one there.
Oh, he's a legend in these parts. Many a successful season. Just took his eye off the ball, did the veteran half, and the pressure is released on Hull FC.
Well, he had a 10-year spell here, Mark Sneed. 1,350 points scored in 175 appearances. So even though he dropped the ball there, I suspect that rueful shout there was as much out of respect as anything else. As Martin comes away with it. Cade Cuss just behind him. Litton releases it. Referee having a word here. So Litton being told he'd pushed too far forward there, so they've been pushed back an extra metre or two.
So it's an area of the game that I really like. The referees have adapted. There was a time not so long ago when you moved off the mark, it was an automatic penalty to the other side. I think they've come to a sensible compromise here, common sense compromise, where the referee just says, hang on, retake your position, let's play again.
Yeah, it's taking an advantage whenever one appears, but this is good work again from Hull. Down the line for Litton. Back in from Moy, and Caesar now with the high hoisted kick. Taken well again. Kai Taylor-Ray had a good second half.
Again, good kick chase, wasn't it? It was a good take, but good kick chase from Jordan Lane. All the component parts are working really well for Hull FC this evening. And all the basics, doing well out of yardage, low error count, and defence.
Good defending, I was about to say.
It's had a bit of sting about it, hasn't it?
Certainly in the second half, it's been royally tested by Warrington. As Walker gets to his feet rather gingerly after that challenge. Toby King coming away with it, 4 in the tackle for Hull. Walker though, back with a spring in his step. Powell. Long pass over the top for Thewlis. Barron in the tackle there. Harvey Barron's covered pretty much every blade of grass this afternoon. As Ratchford finds Sneed, and Sneed with the kick again. Another high hoisted one, once more captured well.
Oh, he's done really well again as Logan Moy. I think he's shown up very well in the fullback position. 2 young fullbacks on show today. Kai Taylor-Ray, well, we've seen what he can do. And Logan Moy, I think, just as bright a future.
Martin. Lewis Martin back into Cade Cust. Oh, almost dropped it there. Matty Laidlaw took it at the second bite. Cust back again from Barmforth, and then Caesar. Litton over on the far side. Martin was waiting just to his left, up against the byline. Caesar once more with a high kick. Thewlis gets underneath this one, but Zach Hardacre was claiming that he was stopped from making a tackle there.
Yeah, he was.
With a player just in front of him.
And he was. It was Mark Sneed, I think, that just took a position up in front of the catcher. And take another look at this. Zach Hardacre, eyes for the ball, middle of your screen. Yeah, and just Mark Sneed just leans into him. This will be challenged, but I don't think this will be successful. I think Warrington will fail here.
Challenging the on-field decision of Escort.
Once more then, we go to Marcus Griffiths for a decision.
Warrington are challenging the on-field decision of an Escort, so everybody to the right of the kicker are onside. So we're now looking at the contest. Sneed moves laterally, preventing the Hull FC player from getting to the ball. I have a decision.
Well, I mean, they've just absolutely tossed away a captain's challenge there, haven't they?
I can't understand why they've done that. I really can't understand that.
That was as blatant an Escort as I think you'll ever see. You know, and the captain's challenge is lost. I don't think there's an awful lot of complaint. I mean, maybe tactically just thrown that one away so they can get some oxygen in the lungs and reset a defensive line, because they weren't going to come out on top with that one. Here come Hull FC.
And they'll have a set almost on the line. As Watts is eventually hauled to the ground. Cust. Short ball in for Logan Moy. Moy up to his feet, and Cust gets it away. Barmforth down the flank from Caesar, and back to him again, over the top, looking for Lewis Martin, but he hasn't got enough space, and he's going to be hauled out over towards the line here, Warrington. But Martin did just enough to stand his ground and stay in play. As Litton, once again for Caesar. Down the line it goes. Lovely ball out to the right-hand side. Tom Briscoe getting shorter and shorter away from the Warrington line. They feel like they can get a score here as Moy gets it out once more. Croft, it comes back to him. It'll be back to one here. They'll get 6 more. And then a high tackle goes in there by the looks of it.
Well, that was smart play from Callum Kemp. Just decided to drop it on the toe. Played up by Warrington. Fresh set of 6 here. Pressure mounting on the Wolves.
Hardacre. Cust again. Waiting just behind him. Tackles in the bank here as Liam Watts gets it away to Aidan Season. And another good tackle there goes in from Stefan Ratchford. As Caesar saw the line begging. Cust once more. Looked like he was going to go for Watts. Eventually gets it away for Kemp. Kemp towards the line. 2 more to bring him down for Warrington. Barmforth looked like he was going to go for it, but Cust gets him out of the way. Here he is now then, Barmforth. And then Caesar. Back to Hardacre. Hardacre trying to find himself just a tiny little gap, but none appearing at this juncture. Cust knocking on the door here, Hull FC. Caesar, grubber kick forward, looking to go in, and Jordan Lane drops on the ball inside the in-goal area, and after all that pressure, it has told. And Jordan Lane surely now has won this game for Hull FC.
Well, he's put the game to bed. He's kept the pressure on Wakefield Trinity, who are still in front at home to Hull KR. The try itself came from Aidan Caesar, but you can trace all this back to the ridiculous decision after this ball went up for Warrington to challenge what was a blatant escort by Mark Sneed on Zach Hardacre. Set restart involved, and at the end of this passage of play, it was a brilliant kick through from Aidan Caesar. He's so good at that. His short kicking game has been excellent all season. It bounces up nicely, and Jordan Lane, the latest to add his name to a burgeoning list of players. And go back to the first half: Martin, Barmforth, Caesar himself, Barron, and now Jordan Lane. Hull FC's 5th try inside the hour mark. And this is a commanding lead that the Black and Whites have built, and John Cartwright will be absolutely over the moon. He'll be over the moon with what he's seen.
Yeah, but it's going to be a huge ask, wasn't it? When you consider the players that they got missing, they really are down to the bare bones. But the performance that this side has put on has been nothing short of superb. Hardacre then with the chance to add the extras. He's had a good afternoon with the kicking boot so far. He files another one in, and that's now 4 from 5 for him. And the lead is up to 26 points now, and surely that's 2 points for Hull FC.
Yeah, look, good early ball from Callum Kemp to Caesar, puts it on a dime for Jordan Lane. And you're talking about the players that are missing. If you think about the guys that are missing, John Asiata, Will Price, Jack Cartwright, Jordan Rappener, Jack Ashworth, Amir Burra, and the list goes on and on. Great deal of the salary cap sat in the stands. Well, you try telling that to the players out on the field.
What a difference a year makes. Into the last quarter of the game then, and Hull FC coming home with a wet sail as Hugo Salabio has come on as a substitute, with Kemp just rolling out to his left-hand side. And the try scorer Jordan Lane tackle before Deneve Barmforth will take this on, waiting for the support of Watts, but instead he comes through the middle for Cade Cust.
Yeah, interestingly, Aidan Caesar been brought from the field. I'm fairly certain that's tactical. This is, game I think is done well. Hull FC certainly in a strong game-winning position, so perhaps with an eye on next week there and keep their key man fit.
All those games, of course, coming up live on Sky Sports, and they will be hugely important as far as both the playoff places and the League Leaders Shield are concerned, because Hull face Catalans. Wakefield are at Salford. And then, of course, at the top end, Wigan facing Leeds and Hull KR facing Warrington.
Oh, and a mistake here from the Warrington Wolves, under heavy pressure from the Black and Whites. It's Duffy who spilt it. Hull FC back in an attacking position. Sorry, Fraser.
Hardacre goes to ground. Barmforth waits just behind him, goes to his left side. Salabio, oh, there's a stinger on Salabio there, rocking his head backwards. Barmforth waiting just behind him. Into Watts. And Lane was looking for the offload. Goes down in the tackle. Barmforth waiting for it to come out, shouting at his troops as he goes for Cust. Kemp quickly off to Moy. Moy motoring towards the Warrington line. Hardacre waits just behind him, but the ball still not come out from Mark Sneyd. He's going himself here, Hardacre. Hardacre took advantage of the hesitancy in the Warrington defence. And Zach Hardacre, who's having the time of his life here at Hull FC, goes over the line and puts the icing on the cake.
No, one of the best seasons I've seen from Zach Hardacre. Well, it's fair to say he's nearer the end of his career in the beginning, but I haven't seen a run of form like this for many years from Hardacre. Just pings one from dummy half. Fitzgibbon overreads, throws the dummy, ducks his head, squeezes in between him and Toby King, takes Hull FC past the 30-point mark and puts an emphatic full stop on any idea that the Warrington Wolves might be able to mount some kind of comeback. It is Hull FC's evening, and they are going to drag the race for the final playoff place into the very dying embers of the regular season.
Absolutely fantastic. If you love drama, then rugby league is the place to be, and Super League delivers in spades week after week. And you could tell as Sam Burgess will have another post-mortem to do after this. He's got a smile on his face there, but I think it's more of a wry smile than anything else, because he clearly has an awful lot of work to do before the start of next season. Zach Hardacre again then to add to his personal tally, and that's another beauty. What a game he's had.
Yeah, look, he's been flawless from the boot, hasn't he? They've gone up in sixes, and that's just old school.
You could tell in his eyes, couldn't you? As soon as he saw there's just the slightest bit of hesitancy there, with Mark Sneyd trying to just make a nuisance of himself, really.
And do you know what, as well, is that we see a ball just past the plane, but offside given at the kickoff. So the Warrington Wolves, in the attempt at the short restart, have strayed offside at the point where Mark Sneyd has struck the ball, and just an easy handover in possession once again to Hull FC. You take a look at, clearly offside.
Well, when it's going wrong for you.
Well, I mean, there's no reason to do that. There's absolutely no reason to do that. That's, it's trying to nick a couple of metres. With Zach Hardacre, look, talk about rugby players and about coaching rugby players and coming to clubs and becoming better players. You can't coach that. That's just instinct. That's in Zach Hardacre.
Laidlaw for the home side. We've still got, just over 14 minutes remaining in this game. As Salabio is tackled. Barmforth waiting just behind him. And the referee has called a knock on here. So I'm assuming there's been some kind of an error in the play the ball.
Yeah, he's tried to play it on, well, he's ended up playing the ball on Ryan Mattison's foot. And the referee has said, well, that's a knock on. It's your responsibility to play the ball correctly. And the foot wasn't in the ruck. He almost reached out, did Salabio, in order to play that ball. So probably a fair decision, that one. And it's a decent carry, isn't it? And then just in the act of getting up and playing the ball, he did reach out a little bit. It was messy, wasn't it? Yeah, just planted it on the foot. Now, Hull FC, they're shoving the Warrington Wolves player towards the sideline. Oh. Wow. Well, you ask a question about a team's mentality. Take a look at the celebrations you're seeing there. This team is not done. This team is not going to stand by and watch Wakefield Trinity waltz into the playoffs. They are keeping the pressure on, and there is belief in this side, believe you me.
I keep saying it, but the difference compared to last year is just astonishing. I'd love to know exactly what's written in John Cartwright's coaching manual, because the job that he's done here, just to change the culture, has been absolutely first class. And look at that, the way they pushed them aside there. Exactly what John Cartwright wants to see. Wakefield still leading Hull KR by 28 points to 6. But Hull FC, in winning here, will still keep up the pressure. Yep. We will still go to the last week.
Penalty, high shot on Logan Moy. He called for the ball. This is a play. Logan Moy, just his 5th appearance of the season. He overcalled here on a short side, and then draws a high shot from Danny Walker. Oh, Salabio careers into the defence. They've got the tails up here.
They are not done yet, are they? They still want more tries. There's still plenty of time to score them as well. As Barmforth reads it out towards Kemp. Here's Lane. Lane pushing tackles off left, right and centre. Barmforth again, waiting for it. Plays it short for Cuss to Hardacre. Try scoring just a couple of moments ago. Hardacre also trying to roll his way off tackles. Barmforth waiting. Another chance here for the Black and Whites with Kemp.
Oh, ball should have gone. He had numbers on the outside. He's got trapped back
ball
in the
carrying
middle.
arms hit the deck there.
Yeah, and he's now giving away a penalty. Ball should have gone. You know, his first error, really. And it's an error of judgment rather than an outright error. Just trying to overplay a little bit when already tackled. Warrington Wolves punch the ball downfield. They'll start the set on the halfway line.
We'll call that a bit of youthful exuberance, shall we? Toby King then for the visitors, just over the halfway line inside Hull territory. And Wood now gets tackled, and it makes even more question marks appear over why Warrington decided to kick that goal early on in the piece.
Well, I think they had an idea. It might be a tight game. Hull FC did not receive that note.
They didn't read the script. Sneed, Ratchford, Kai Taylor-Ray, who, despite the scoreline, has had an excellent game for Warrington this afternoon. Walker, Sneed again. Oof.
Chopped down by Salabio.
Yeah, Thewlis getting on the end of that one. As Sneed gets the offload. Ratchford goes for the kick to the corner. Gobbled up by Lewis Martin.
Yeah, he's done well, taken well under pressure. You have to work out of a corner here. Davy Litton with the first of a series of hard carries for the Black and Whites.
And look at the Warrington players swarming around him.
Oh, referee's missed that one. No, he hasn't. He's been given
He's called it.
Yeah, he's been given a heads up by the touch judge. I thought he'd missed it there for a second. And Davy Litton protests, but there's no challenges available. Yeah,
Into the last 10 minutes.
See the ball just bobble out there.
Yeah. And the rain starting to come down here now at the MKM Stadium.
Yeah, ball just came out. Yeah. Oh, now then. Did he ever lose control of that? Look, probably matters not in the larger picture, but knock-on is given. Warrington have an opportunity to post some points. I mean, I think it's going to be consolation more than anything else.
Walker coming away with it, goes back inside for Sneed. Down the other flank for Ratchford. Ratchford running into Kemp. Lane involved in the tackle, along with Barmforth, before Walker gets it away once more. Here's Philbin. Steals an extra couple of metres. Waiting for some support. Walker shaking his hands and his head. Here's Max Wood. Max Wood going for the line here, but just shoved back a little bit. But it turned out to be enough for the home side. They'll have another bite of the cherry, though, here. As Sneed flick up over the top. Thewlis going for the corner. Referee says that was forward.
Oh.
He called it straight away.
Oh, he did. I mean, it was an early call, wasn't it? It's a good finish by Jake Thewlis. It was one of our snapshot ones to watch, wasn't it? Because of his try-scoring ability. Watch this to the end. I don't think that's forward. I don't think that's forward. They're not going to be awarded it. It was lofted. I think that's what confuses referees sometimes. Lofted pass. Tell you what, regardless of the decision, the finish was exceptional from Jake Thewlis. It's not going to count for anything, but just an indication there. Just an indication there of how accomplished he is. The lesser well-known of the Thewlis brothers. Hard done to, perhaps, there, Warrington.
Well, you've got to have all the credit in the world for this whole FC performance, but Warrington probably can fairly say they haven't had a great deal of luck in this game. There are those, though, that will say you make your own luck. Black and White's in possession. Harvey Barron, who has had an exceptional game for Hull this afternoon, having come back into the side after his head injury assessment was failed the week before. Watts still steaming through. Oh, he looks like he's picked up a bit of an injury there, Liam Watts, as he's gone down on his haunches. He's holding his shoulder at the moment, but Kemp has come away with it.
He's had a great game, hasn't he, Callum Kemp? He's been busy, been involved. Belied his inexperience.
Oh, here he is again, but he's had it charged down.
Oh, Liam Watts.
Toby King. Liam Watts getting involved and takes it away from him.
So Liam Watts was receiving treatment, and then he's seen the charge down, and he's brushed off the physios and gone diving after the ball.
35 years of age, Liam Watts, but life in the old dog yet. His 19th season as a pro.
I mean, he is a walking injury, is Liam Watts. He is 18 years of bad decisions, is Liam Watts. But I tell you what, he's as game as ever.
As too is Zach Hardacre. Another highly experienced professional. As Barmforth gets it away again for Kemp, one of the youngsters. This is Logan Moy. Moy is brought down just short of the line again and dragged backwards. They're still attacking the line here. Have they got it down? Ball still held up.
Find a space.
Can they get one more here? Hull FC as Kemp grub a kick through, and this is grabbed at by Warrington.
Oh, it's forced a knock on, unfortunately. It's Luke Thomas this time who's come up with the area. He had very little time to react. And the kick from Callum Kemp was aimed as a grubber, but it came off the top of his boot. And he's looked out there because it's fired into the belly of Luke Thomas, not able to secure it. So Hull FC will, as we approach the last 5 minutes of the game, have another attacking set.
Just seen Joe Philbin there spraying some of that sticky stuff that the players put on their hands sometimes. It gives you an indication of the fact that it's very greasy out there now after that little spell of rain. Difficult for the players to handle it. Hull FC come out of the scrum with ball in hand with Deneve Barmforth.
He's game as well, isn't he, Barmforth?
Wants to get it played quickly. Kemp again. Big tackle. Goes in.
Lloyd Kemp, his twin brother, played in the Hull derby last week, is on the field now.
Salabio, another one of the substitutes. Barmforth waiting for it, trying to shove off defenders just in front of him. Down it goes to Kemp.
Yeah, good read in that occasion by Steph Ratchford, out the line, but shut down any kind of progression that may have come from Hull FC.
Barmforth again. Here's Fash. Fash back on the pitch again. Camped out on the line here, Hull FC, as Kemp goes for the kick to the corner. Everybody goes up for it. It comes off a Warrington player's head and eventually gets battered away.
Yeah, Warrington Wolves, they want no part of this. They'll be desperate to run down this last 3.5 minutes and get out of here. It hasn't been a productive or fruitful afternoon for the Wolves. Short kick-off attempted, and this time they do come up with it. It was knocked on the bounce by Hull FC, so they do get out of jail this time. But they're going to get nothing for their endeavours this afternoon, are they?
Well, as the time ticks away, John, it's time for you to start thinking about your Betfred player of the match. A little shove out there from Thewlis.
Done. I've thought about it.
Okay.
But I'm not telling you.
Keep it to yourself for a moment.
It's a secret, yep.
We shall speak to that particular player as soon as we can, once the full-time hooter is gone.
Can I tell you I had a short list of 3? Can I tell you that?
You can tell me that.
Yeah, short list of 3 was Zach Hardaker, was Harvey Barron, and was Aidan Caesar. That was my short list of 3, but we're not telling you. You have to hang around afterwards to find out who's got player of the match.
Just under 3 minutes until we find out that, as Stefan Ratchford comes away with that high ball over the top there for Toby King to latch onto. Barron and Hardaker trying to shove Thewlis back, and still dogged defensive determination from Hull FC despite the fact that we've only got 2.5 minutes left. Sneed again towards Fitzgibbon. This is the last one, and this will give Hull FC a huge amount of confidence as they go into the last game of the regular season. They take on Catalans, of course. Moy is brought down, and Litton comes away with it, rolling off the tackles. Both Kemp brothers on the pitch now, as Martin comes away with it. Lewis Martin, who has now scored against every single club in Super League this season, having picked up his 23rd try of the year. Moy was tackled. Fash comes away with it. Now Salabio. Salabio, who's been pretty effective since coming on as a substitute, working his way through the middle as it's hoisted high again. Kai Taylor-Ray this time sees it slip through his hands, but it's gone backwards. A lucky lad there. And Hull bring him down 10 metres short from his own line. Sneed waiting just behind him. He's run his blood to water in this second half particularly. Kai Taylor-Ray. justifying his selection. Fash going in for the tackle on Thulis. Walker. Back again, out wide for Sneed. Still get it away here, Warrington. Still trying to keep the ball alive. Stefan Ratchford. Nicely picked up again. As Taylor Ray is dropped down just before the halfway line. Wood with a short ball, but that was forward into the hands of Luke Thomas. And that will surely be the game.
Yeah, just overplaying midfield. Max Wood. And look, we've said it many times, haven't we? Hull FC could only do what Hull FC could do. And that is job done as far as the black and whites are concerned. Zach Hardacre salutes his teammates. And they've done their part. And they're going to drag this playoff battle right into the final round.
Well, it was a strange old game, wasn't it? First 15 minutes or so, it looked as though Hull was scared, almost fearful of anything happening in the game whatsoever, but all of a sudden they found that extra bit of something from somewhere, and it was like the floodgates opening, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, some